Hotep World, this your brother Matthew Daniels, aka Ampu, aka The Chosen Few, aka The Real Bookworm. I'm not a bookworm, I'm the real bookworm. Make sure you get it right. And today I want to send a special shout out to the individual who wanted to remain nameless. I'm going to respect your wishes, but I'm sending a special shout out to the individual that went to my website, sent me a message, and asked me a question. Now, we have been communicating back and forth through the medium of emails, okay? And I have addressed the question through the medium of emails, but I thought it would be a great idea to make a video talking about this topic because, like we both agreed, if you have this question, I'm pretty sure other people have this question as well. But before I go into that, just remember, if you have a question for me, if you want to contact me, if you want to talk to me and you want to get my personal advice about book writing and tell me about your personal situation that I could possibly help you with to get you from start to finish with your work, go to www.TheRealBookWorm.com. www.TheRealBookWorm.com. On this website, you can purchase my books. You can see all of my videos pertaining to this topic about how to write a book. And you can also go to the contact section and send me a direct message, and I'm guaranteed to respond. Several people have already hit me up, and I've responded to everybody that has reached out to me thus far, and I want to thank you guys for utilizing that website. The interaction is greatly appreciated. People are actually finding value in the videos, and that does my heart good. But y'all saw the title of this one. Today we are going to be talking about what if I can't even write. Okay, some of you may have a great idea about a book, and you may have a passion to write a book, a desire to write a book. You may be thinking about writing a book, but you may not know how to write. Okay, now let me tell you guys something. If you are going to write a book, you have to know how to write. Okay, you have to know how to write. There's really no way to get around that. But some of you may not feel as if you have the skills necessary to write your book and complete it, you know, from start to finish. So what I want to do with this video, I want to give you guys some tips that you can use to help you and assist you in getting better at actually writing. Because when you write a book, okay, when you're writing your novel, when you're writing your book, the most important thing is describing the events, describing the scene in a way in which it will paint a vivid picture in the minds of your reader so that they can actually see in their mind's eye what is going on. So being able to adequately describe the scene is key to writing a successful book. Now, you may not have the tools now to properly describe the scenes in your book, so I am going to help you out with that. I'm going to give you some exercises that anyone can do. It's very simple, it's very easy, it's nothing too complex. Remember, anybody can write a book, granted they know how to write, not know how to describe, but that, you know, they know their ABCs, they know how to spell. And honestly, nowadays your spelling doesn't have to be on a collegiate level to write a book, because most of the software, Microsoft Word and whatnot, most of the software that individuals use to type their books on, they come with grammar check, spell check, punctuation check. They give you all sorts of alerts when you do something wrong, and they give you suggestions on how to fix it. But the reason why being able to properly describe the scene is so important is because your book is words on a page. And so through that medium of the words on the page, you want to draw your reader in and give them the ability to see exactly what it is that you are saying. If the descriptions aren't good enough to where your reader can actually see it in their mind's eye, it's going to take away from their overall impression of the book. You understand what I'm saying? So a couple of strategies that I use to assist me in improving my ability to describe a scene is something simple that everyone can do, right? What you can begin to do is document your dreams. I'm going to say it again. Document your dreams. Now, you may tell me that the real bookworm, I don't dream every night. The real bookworm, sometimes when I do dream, I don't remember everything. The real bookworm, sometimes when I dream, I only remember the dream for a certain amount of time. I understand all of that, and I'm going to give you more tips and tricks and tools later on in this video. But we're going to start with the dream first, because sometimes you do have dreams, and sometimes you do remember those dreams, and sometimes those dreams are pretty vivid to where you can see it in your mind's eye after you have waken up. So what you may want to do is get a notepad that you document your dreams in. And the fact that dreams sometimes don't follow the regular laws of physics that we know to apply to regular life, this will give you the ability to practice writing and describing things that may not necessarily be normal. Okay, and so you will have the potential to have a wide range of things you can practice on writing and describing. You may have a dream one night that you went to the circus. You may have a dream one night that you were shot and killed. You may have a dream one night that you went out on a date with a movie star. You may have a dream one night that you are flying in the sky. You may have a dream one night that you are scuba diving. You may have a dream one night that you are abducted by aliens. Okay, so there's a wide range of things and topics that individuals dream about. So this will give you a wide range of topics that you can practice describing. So what I want you to do is, when you have a dream and you wake up and you can actually remember that dream, write that dream down. Okay, and write that dream down and describe it to the best of your ability. I want you to really try to describe it to the best of your ability, as if you are going to show this to someone so that they will be able to see the dream how you saw the dream. And dreams are often sporadic. Okay, 1 minute in the dream, you may be sitting in front of a camera talking to your audience, and then in the very next second, right? The very next second, you're at the pool, you're in a bathing suit, and you're about to jump off the diving board. Okay, so what I want you to do is, after you document these dreams and you describe how you were sitting in front of the camera and you were talking to your audience, and you describe how you were at the pool and you were in your bathing suit and you were about to jump off the diving board, after you get this dream described, a good thing that you would want to do is try to come up with a scenario of why you went from in front of your camera to the pool. Fill in the blanks. This will give you practice at not only describing a scene, but also linking to events with literary tools. You understand what I'm saying? You may write in, fill in the blanks, and say that you were sitting in front of a camera and you were talking to your audience, right? And then, I don't know, something came on the TV next to you and you saw something about the pool, and it made you want to go to the pool. And so then you will begin to write and create, because this isn't part of the dream. You will write and create and describe how you got up, you got dressed, and whatever means of travel you used to go to the pool, and you paid the money and you went in, and what you saw at the pool leading up to you being in your bathing suit and standing on the diving board about to jump off. So The holes in the dreams can also be used as a tool to assist you in becoming a better writer. Okay, so document your dreams. Not only do I want you to document your dreams, I also want you to fill in the blank between the scenes, because a lot of times dreams just jump from one place to the next. One minute you're sitting at the movies and you're watching the movie, and the next minute you're flying through the sky without even having a plane. Describe how that is possible. Okay, and it doesn't even have to be extremely vivid at first, but you will get better. Trust me, you will get better. Another tool that you can use to become a better writer and learn how to describe things better is just start keeping a journal. Now, I know what some of my male viewers are going to say, oh, only women keep diaries. I'm not telling you to keep a diary. The women can, but I'm telling you keep a journal. Journal is not gender specific. A man can keep a journal, a female can keep a journal. But what a journal is you just basically at the end of your day, you're just documenting things that happen in your day. Okay? And the good thing about this is you get an opportunity to write something almost every day. Now, you're not going to have a journal entry every day, but chances are if you're keeping a journal, you're going to prompt yourself to write something in there at least once a week. And what I want you to do is when you make your journal entries, if you say that, oh, today I went to the grocery store, I went to HEB. What I want you to do is not only say that you went to HEB, but in your mind, I want you to recall what you saw. I want you to recall what you felt. I want you to recall what you heard. And I want you to describe that to the best of your ability. It's going to train your mind to hold pictures in your mind and lock them in. And you are going to systematically get better at describing scenes because you are doing this on a regular basis. And again, sometimes life can be monotonous. You wake up, you eat, you go to work, you come home. You wake up, you eat, you go to work, you come home. So even though you may be writing similar things over and over and over, you can also use that to your benefit, because what I want you to do is train yourself to describe the same or a similar act using different words. I'm going to give you some examples. You may say, one day I got in my car and I drove to work. The next day, instead of saying I got in my car and I drove to work, you may say I climbed in my vehicle and I went to work. I got in my car and I drove to work. I climbed in my vehicle and I went to work. Because the thing about when you're writing, you're going to be talking about the same stuff a lot. If you're talking about a car, there's going to be a lot of instances in your book where you have to, or where you can possibly use the word car. But you don't want to say car every single time, because things like that can get monotonous. You want to expand your vocabulary. You want to say car. You want to say vehicle. You want to say truck. Or you may want to say the specific type of car that it is. I climbed in my Dodge Dakota. I hopped in my Malibu. Okay? I opened up the door and sat down in my Dodge Charger. You see what I'm saying? Or you may want to say I got out of my gray Ford F-150. You see what I'm saying? So what you're going to be doing is not only are you sharpening your skills as a writer, and not only you're practicing, right? You're also giving yourself an opportunity to create a mental thesaurus, one which you can use to change the monotony of using the same words, right, over and over and over again, and you will begin to implement words into your vocabulary that mean the same thing, but they are different words. So when you write, you can have some flavor in the book, in the novel. You can put some salt and pepper on it. You can sprinkle some seasoning on it. So Document your dreams, fill in the blanks. Keep you a journal. Keep you a journal. And even when you do the same act more than once, I want you to try to utilize different words to explain the same thing. If you go to the store, the next day you went to the grocery store. The next day you went to HEB. The next day you may not say that you went to the store, or you may say you went to go buy some food, or you went to go fill up the refrigerator. Something like that. Figure out and practice saying the same thing in different ways. Trust me, it will help. And if you feel like, oh, I'm a man, I can't keep a journal, I can't help you. If you want to get better, use the tools or just do the dream. Another thing that you want to do, and I'm going to fly over this one pretty quick, is you want to document your daydreams, right? Writing a book is a lot about your creative power, and it's a lot about your imagination. Sometimes you're sitting there and your mind just wanders, and people may say, what are you thinking about? And you would tell them, oh, I'm not thinking about nothing. But truth is, you are thinking about something. Maybe you're thinking about what you want to do later on that day. Maybe you're thinking about a conversation that you had earlier that day. Maybe you're thinking about a conversation that you had 2 weeks ago. But the simple fact that you recollected that and you had a daydream about that, what I want you to do is try to remember what you were daydreaming about, whatever that scenario was, and I want you to write it out and describe it. If you remember the conversation that you had, write that conversation out. Okay, write that conversation out. A lot of book writing is conversations. Okay, and a lot of authors fail because their execution of the conversation between their characters falls short. You want to be able to properly describe and properly write a conversation between characters. I'm going to do an entire video on that, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, but it's as simple as he said, she said. You don't want to say that over and over and over again. Oh, he said, then he said, and then he said, and then he said, and then he said. There's other ways to say it. Build that mental thesaurus. He replied. Right? He smirked and said. He responded. He growled. He screamed. He yelled. Okay? He questioned. He asked. Okay? I'm going to do a whole video on that, but that's just a general overview. So document your dreams. I want you to keep a journal, and I want you to write your daydreams. These are all tools that you can use, right? That work. That can make you a better writer if you don't know how to write and explain scenes adequately enough to actually write your novel. You have the idea. Now you need to sharpen your skills, and these are tools in which you can use to do that. Another tool, your bucket list. A lot of people have a bucket list. What's a bucket list, Real Bookworm? A bucket list is a list of things that an individual wants to do before they pass away. A list of things, that people want to do before they die. Okay, you may want to jump out of a plane and go parachuting. You may want to go swimming with the dolphins. You may want to go scuba diving. You may want to go zip lining. You may want to visit every continent on the planet, right? It may be a specific place in the world that you want to see. It may be a specific thing in the world that you just want to do before you die. It could be anything. Your list doesn't have to be somebody else's list. So, but you know what it is that you want to do before you die. So whatever that thing is, let's say it's you want to go scuba diving, right? What I want you to do is construct a short, small story, right? It doesn't have to be too long, a couple of pages. You're just practicing. What I want you to do is write a story as if you are doing that act. In your mind, see what it is. Why do you want to go scuba diving? What is it about it? And you may tell me that, oh, I want to just be under the water and I want to see the aquatic life in its natural environment. Okay, what I want you to do is write me a story as if you were scuba diving. Tell me about, well, not me, but tell me about you putting on the suit. Tell me about what the tank look like. What does the suit look like? What does the mask look like? What does the flippers look like? What do you assume it's going to feel like while you're under the water? What are some of the emotions that you're going to feel when you see a multicolored fish swimming by? Tell me some of the emotions you're going to feel if some type of aquatic predator comes by. Describe that fear, right? If you are afraid, describe your fear of drowning. Tell me why you are afraid. Tell me why you are excited. Explain those emotions and describe the scenario as if you are actually doing it. Your bucket list. Write a couple of short stories describing you doing the events in your bucket list. These are tools that you can use to help you become a better writer. You have ideas. Now what I want you to do is get these ideas out on paper, and as you do this, you will get better. Anybody can write a book. Anybody can write a book. I'm telling you, if you don't think you can write a book, go to www.TheRealBookWorm.com and reach out to me. Ask me your questions. Tell me where you're struggling at, and I'm going to give you some tools that you can use to help you, and you just will have to then put in the work, do the exercises, utilize the tools, and you will be successful. Don't take no for an answer. Another thing that you can do, and it's romantic as well. If you have a significant other, if you have a husband, if you have a wife, if you have a boyfriend, if you have a girlfriend, begin to write them letters. Begin to write them letters. One more time. Begin to write them letters, letting them know how you feel about them. Letting them know how you feel about something that they did. Conversation rules the nation. Okay? Conversation rules the nation. Of course, if you have an altercation or argument with your significant other, you need to go talk to them and work that out. But let's say you and your significant other, y'all get into an argument and they hurt your feelings and you're feeling sad and they hurt you. Write a letter to them explaining how they hurt you, how it made you feel, and how you would like them to rectify the situation. If you have an altercation with your significant other and they make you angry, write a letter to them explaining your anger, explaining why you got angry, and explaining how you felt on the inside when you got angry and what you feel like they can do to rectify the situation. Okay, so letters to your spouse is always good. That is a good, easy tool, and you don't have to think too much about the scenario, because I'm giving you things that you can write about that you always think about anyway. But what you're going to realize is, if you utilize these tools, you're going to cover a vast array of topics. And then when you actually write your book, in your novel, someone may be scuba diving and you're like, oh, you know what? I got practice at writing about scuba diving. In the book, the character may get angry. You know what? I have practice at describing anger, right? Simple things like that. If your book is sci-fi and they do something superhuman, you know what? I've been documenting my dreams, so I got practice at describing the supernatural and superhuman aspects of reality. Okay, you're going to see that if you do these exercises when you begin to write your book, you will be successful, because you have the necessary practice and the time put in honing your craft. Lastly, because I don't want this video to be too long, there's millions of tools I can give you to help you become a better writer if you don't know how to write and you already don't know how to describe things. Is everybody likes vacations. Everybody wants to go on vacation. This is something aching to the bucket list. And some people have already been on vacations. If you've already been on a vacation, write and describe things that you did while you were on vacation. If you've never been on vacation but you want to go on vacation, describe what you plan to see and do while you are on vacation. Okay? Write it down. So, one tool you can use, you can write down your dreams. One tool you can use, you can keep a journal and write down your daily activity. You can write down your daydreams. You can write down things that are on your bucket list. You can begin to write letters to your spouse, and you can begin to write about your vacations that you have taken or that you plan to take. And if you do these things, I guarantee you, you will become a better writer. Some of you have a great idea for a book. You have a passion to write a book, but in your own mind, you feel like you do not know how to write well enough to actually write a book. Okay, and so you're intimidated and you're afraid to even begin the process. So these are just a few things that you can start doing right now. It's free. It doesn't cost any money to write about a dream. It doesn't cost any money to keep a journal. It doesn't cost any money to write your daydreams, to write about your bucket list, to write a letter to your spouse, to document your vacations, past or future. All of this stuff is free. You don't have to pay anybody for this. Okay? Just like I'm giving you this information for free, I'm giving you things that you can do for free right now, today. As soon as this video turns off, you can get on there and you can write what you were doing while you watch the video and your emotions, how they went up and down while I was talking the video. Heck, you can describe me. And that guy, the real bookworm, was sitting in front of the camera and he had on a hat that said Texas City, and he had on two necklaces, the IRA and the Ankh, and he had on a shirt with some weird shapes on it. He had books in the background, and just go in, just describe it. Okay? If you feel like you can write, if you feel like you don't know how to write, listen to me and listen to me good. You can write. You can write. You can write. What you need to do is you need to hone your skills, perfect your craft. And I just gave you several tools. There's plenty more, but I just gave you several tools that you can utilize as soon as this video goes off to begin to hone your tools. Okay, I look forward to hearing from you guys on my website, www.TheRealBookWorm.com. You can also purchase my novel, Suicide Note, and you can see all of the videos that I have done pertaining to the topic of how to write a book on the website. I look forward to hearing from you guys, and I look forward to seeing your book in print. You can be an author. You that's listening to me right now, you can be an author. You have everything that you need to complete your book from start to finish, and The Real Bookworm is going to help you get there. I hope you got something out of the video. This your brother, Matthew Daniels, aka Ampu, aka The Chosen Few, aka The Real Bookworm. I'm not a bookworm, I'm the real bookworm. Make sure you get it right. And as always, may your name live on forever, and may your memory never die. Hotel.